I've had an idea of this Volcarona potentially over the Gouging Fire, because it would still give the speed boosting setup while threatening huge damage, being able to take on Cataract Shadow Riders as Gouging Fire does, but actually slightly better. You can take on Miraidon slightly better because of the Quiver Dances, but whoops, I have chosen the best of one. I don't care about best of one. Let's do best of three instead. So, and we still face Kyogre. So, as I've said before, Heatran is surprisingly good in this matchup. So, I want Heatran as a lead. I want Walking Awake and Koraidon. Therefore, do I bring Screamtail or Brute Bonnet? I'm going to stick with what I had before because this was the game plan that was working well before I had Screamtail on the team. And I will just stick with this for now. But theoretically, this team is a very good matchup. It's one of the teams where I need to mess up to lose rather than get outplayed. Which I guess can be the same thing, but yeah, this is perfectly fine. So they can Fake Out and Spore the Heatran, and I won't achieve much there. So I'm going to switch to Walk and Wake and Sub, and if they do, then I'm threatening the Hydro Steam immediately, which should be okay. Nope, they don't. They just Bottom Puff. That's fine. Cool. So that means I can Hydro Steam and substitute here. And then there's not much they can do. If they Rage Powder away the Hydro Steam, oh no, I get my sub. So it still seems like a pretty reasonable position. They do Terra Fairy immediately. Oh wow, Incineroar lived. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, I don't care about parting shots on Heatran at all. Like, this special attack does not matter. And then this should be a Spore into Walk and Wake, like so. Cool. Then I will just do nothing here and attempt to Magma Storm, because if they just get trapped, then they can't switch out, and then Koraidon is amazing against it. But I will simply burn the turn of Sleep here for now. I could immediately switch into Koraidon. No, I'll burn the turn of Sleep in case they try and switch out into Incineroar just to sack and then reset the weather. But they did not. That's okay, just connects. Good, and now this is a very, very good position. That Sludge Bomb is perfectly fine. So I will attempt to just wake up with the Walk and Wake. Now that they're trapped, I'm all good. That's all the Heatran needs to do here. So, still, again, that's fine. And then, if I Hydro Steam, that should KO. I'll just sub here, because then I'll keep my sub. Like so. Good, that's KO. That's what I was looking for. Sub again. Can't Spore. Here's Koraidon, and you're trapped. Which is, like, the ideal situation, right? So, they can Rage Powder away my Flare Blitz, though. So, I do want to Breaking Swipe them. That would be nice. But then I don't get the Amoonguss. That would get them around to the Rage Powders, which they surely have to go for. I'm going to Breaking Swipe. I'm going to get greedy. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that one's fine. Okay, the Incineroar. Here's Amoonguss again. That's okay. So let's go into Brute Bonnet here, because they're trapped. And I can Spore either Pokemon now. The Incineroar is gone. Yep, just Orange Impulse, that's fine. And Amoonguss is also now trapped, but I think Kyogre is getting to the point where it's about to stop being trapped, right? It's still here. So I'll survive an Ice Beam. I will attempt to Spore and just do nothing with Heatran. And they're just slowly being put in range of all the things. Is it worth terroring here? I think it is. Because then I'm not weak to Ice Beam. Yeah, actually, Terra Spore into the Amoonguss is much better, isn't it? Yeah, that's way better. Cool. And then here's Koraidon. They could wake up, but who knows. Do I play the odds in close combat the Kyogre? I'm going to. I'm content with these odds. Especially because that was the play as well. Just don't wake up. Ooh, ooh. Oh, of course, of course. However, they Sludge Bomb for some reason. Okay. Cool. Then let's go for Protect and Spore. Because I can't let them Ice Beam me. This is actually quite close. If they stayed asleep there, I think I definitely won. But alas, yep, there's the Rage Powder. That's fine. Good, because that's what I was looking for. I've lost the Sun, so I don't think I KO the Kyogre anymore. Be strong, Koraidon. Okay. Be strong this turn, Koraidon. I mean, to be fair, they're lefties, of course, they were going to protect. But, alas. In fact, I was just about to cancel and Sucker Punch, but too late. And now I think I will lose. And that's the mistake that I was talking about. Because here comes Urshifu, and oh, it's Robin Moon, and yeah. So, that was the mistake I was talking about. That should have been a Sucker Punch. Because then I would have been able to keep my Koraidon. So that was a mistake from me. And that needs to not happen in the actual tournament. Okay. Because that is still a very good matchup for me, and I messed that one up. So what to do against this instead? Especially because they didn't Terra the Kyogre. I could have just spored through everything, and I almost did. Let's go Walking Awaken Heatran this time. Although actually Scream Tail over Brute Bonnet might be reasonable. Let's just try that. Because this is practice, right? So let's just try the Scream Tail instead. Because Scream Tail is still good against Carmine stuff. And if they lead the same thing, then they're hopefully in somewhat of an awkward spot. But they do not lead the same thing. Okay, so what happens in this situation is I go for Terra Blast into Roaring Moon and switch to Scream Tail. And they correctly fake out, but that's okay. And now I can Terra Blast here and Encore here. And this forces them to Terra immediately, which should be okay. Because the Scream... Oh, actually, no, I'm not in the sun, am I? Because then they will be able to outspeed me, so that doesn't work. So, So instead I'll do this and this. Okay, that's good. Again, I've trapped the Kyogre. That's the main thing, and get rid of that. Cool. Hit, hit, hit. Thank you, thank you, thank you kindly. Good. Okay, cool. And they're locked into knockoff as well, which means that my Koraidon is much better as well now. So can get into the sun, but then they still get to do the knockoffs. That should be okay, though. I'll lose my life orb, but that should be okay. Yep, there we go. And if they Ice Beam as well, that was a good play. They do, however, clutch and strong. Alright, so now let's Terra Blast here and switch back to Scream Tail, because I would like to keep my Koraidon. Like so, and then that won't KO. That will KO, and we're still looking pretty decent. Cool. They can't safely Calm Mind here, can they? So if they do, then I can just on-call them. Okay, got that one correct. However, no, I didn't get it quite correct. But Extreme Tail should live, right? Well, it's definitely living this. And now they can only Ice Beam. That's okay. Then they've used their Terror, haven't they? They Terror Flying, so... An Ice Beam would do enough. So it will do enough this turn. And now I can disable the Spore, which is quite nice. And because they've used their Terror, that's pretty good. Incineroar is not in range of much, but... right, so... Impulse here and disable here. Right? That should put the Kyogre in range of break. Yeah, that's in range of breaking swipe. Cool. Then this should be an Incineroar switch, right? But which one do they switch with? I think this should be fine. No, Rocky Helmet will KO me. I'll catch the Incineroar. I did not catch the Incineroar. That's a shame. And now I think I messed up and will lose. Because this is a Fake Out and Calm Mind. So again, I got that incorrect. If that had been Flare Blitz, then I would have won, I believe. Well, it's technically still not over. If the Dragon Pulse is enough to KO the Kyogre afterwards. And they should protect this turn. Like so, because then it needs to be Parting Shot. So I need to crit the Kyogre. Oh, there's one crit. Oh, actually. No, I've got this. Nice. Nice crit. I did say I need to crit, and I recognize my win condition. So I'll take that. Like, I did mess up that Amoonguss turn. If I'd have just Flare Blitz, then that was, I believe, a win without the crit. Nice and strong walk and wake. Again, nice and strong. Okay, cool. Nice one, walk and wake. Right, game 3 then. What adjustments needs to be done here? So Scream Tail was definitely still reasonable there for sure. Yeah, again, I don't even think I need my Brute Bonnet. I think my Scream Tail is very, very reasonable. Let's just do the same thing here and go with these. Oh, these guys are in the 1600s. I say guys. Why did I say guys? But this person is in the 1600s. Yeah, back to this. Okay, cool. So... let's attempt to sub, and then do I Hydro Steam to put the Incineroar in range of anything? They do have Pollen Puff. I'm going to try and snipe them. I'm going to get greedy. Fake Out the Heatran makes so much sense to substitute. Oh, they Terra Fairy'd. Well, at least that works out somewhat. Because now I'm not actually locked into anything. However, now they can switch into the Kyogre and Spore me. So... Let's just close combat here and burn a turn of sleep. This does huge damage to Kyogre, by the way. Yes, I'm going to sleep, but that's huge damage. Then... yeah, this is not looking the greatest now. I got that turn 1 incorrect. They disrespected just a straight-up substitute. And wake up. Okay, good damage, good damage. That will 2-shot, because we're in that will 1-shot because of crit. I'll take it, I'll take it. Alright. So this is definitely still very doable, but here's the Roaring Moon. That won't KO my... yeah, that won't KO, will it? Let's go Scream Tail, and they can't Terror anymore. So that's useful. Let's try and put them in Breaking Swipe range. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I might outspeed you still. I think I might. It depends how fast they are. I might not, but Koraidon's not that useful anymore. So let's just sack it. And do I outspeed? How bulky are they? That one's fine. Yep, sacrifice Koraidon is good for me. Because now I can go into Heatran and I can Terra Blast and Incineroar. Oh, it didn't take any damage, but that's okay. I can still Encore. I can Terra Blast here. That one's fine. Sacrifice the Carmines. You're gonna, like, not... oh, okay, that's fine. Then let's do... well, that's going to be 2-shot. Who knows? And they're in range of just Dragon Pulse without Calm Mind. There's definitely a way to do this that's optimal. There, and then they're forced into Knock Off again, which means I can Encore here and Terra Blast here. That was the correct play from them. But I can just double protect and then adjust to what they do. In fact, I can protect and switch to Walking Wake, because they can't KO me this turn, and then I get to Hydro Steam, KO the Incineroar this turn, and disable or Encore appropriately on the Kyogre. So I believe I now have this sealed. Yep, that didn't matter. Miss didn't matter there. Yep, cool. And then that was guaranteed. Cool. Almost the 1600s again. So yeah, because that would have just been Hydro Steam. That would have been Encore. No, it would have been Disable. Disable would have been better. Because then they're forced into just Ice Beams. And then that should be sealed. Cool. I do like the Scream Tail. I think I'm going to keep the Scream Tail over the Fluttermane. And it's just working out what that Volcarona slot is. Like, who knows? I've got, like, 20 ideas of what could be in that slot. But at this point, I'm making the claim that 5 of my 6 Pokemon are complete, and this is a team that I do not want to face. I think my matchup is, like, perfectly doable, but they have Pollen Puff, so it shifts the matchup completely. So... I need to lead with Brute Bonnet, and I need to have Scream Tail in the back, and I need Koraidon and Walking Wake. So... yeah, I'm going to have to just sacrifice Koraidon immediately, I think. And then it's just a 50-50 of do they Pollen Puff the Brute Bonnet, or do they Psychic the Koraidon? Because I can always just Sucker Punch the Cataracts. That will always work. If they don't Terra. But I believe if I Spore and just Terra Flare Blitz. If they Pollen Puff, then I'll still get the Calyrex. And then I'll be able to Encore disable the thing in the back. So, that's a good play. Because that was just free damage for them. However, I still think I can get away with exactly the same thing, right? And this time they're going to let me snipe it. But I still think Spore is better, because then it will redirect into the Wheezing. I still think that's correct. Yeah, cool. Pollen Puff will KO that, but then this will KO the Calyrex. That one's okay. Then let's go Scream Tail. Then, I can't lock into Dragon move because Wheezing. That's annoying. But I can Encore Disable, which is perfectly fine. If they switch into Tatsugiri, then I get my Photosynthesis, so I should be fine with that. So let's go for just Encore here and Close Combat here. That one's okay. That's loads of free damage. Thank you kindly. That's very smart because now I don't get my Sun. That was not a thank you kindly. That was a good play. Right, because now if I Draco, I can't beat the Wheezing. So I guess they need to be the slow one. Yeah, and then disable, but I'm not going to be able to do it quickly enough. And I can't hit the Tatsugiri now with my Walk and Wake, so this is not ideal. No, I think this is one of my just bad matchups I will need to dodge, because I don't want to have to face this. I don't, like, most people don't want to have to face this, but this is a matchup I have for sure sacrificed in my team building. So let's go with this, and I need my Koraidon around, so I guess I'll go Walk and Wake with Koraidon Scream Tail in the back, so that I can Terra and Spore here, and just Hydro Steam here. Understandable. Okay, that's the best case, because my Walk and Wake is incredibly healthy. That's very good damage. Ooh, I'll take a dodge. That means Brute Bonnet sticks around, and they now no longer have access to Toxic Spikes if I Hydro Steam the Wheezing. Do I play the odds and just Seed Bomb here to 2-shot? I think that is worthwhile, even though that was an obvious Protect. And then they just won't wake up, because this matchup is bad enough that I'm just going to play the odds like this. Because then that is no Toxic Spikes, and that is my Sun back, and that is incredibly useful. So here I will Sucker Punch and switch to Screen Tail. And it doesn't matter that they do that, because now I can Encore them into Order Up, and they have used their Terror, so I can just Spore as well if I like. So yeah, let's Encore them into Order Up. And Spore, and then I guess just keep Seed Bombing. And Dazzling Gleam, get the chip. I want to disable them this turn, right? This is when they would run out, so it's disabled this turn. And then the Encore disappears, and now I can Encore again as I don't Spore them because I want them to struggle. Yep, cool. Right. That was a huge improvement. So instead, now they're going to Astral Barrage. So I'm going to do the same thing. I think that's still optimal. But this time they're going to Astral Barrage. I suspect they're not going to Terra this time. Okay, I got that wrong. However, now it is still worth doing this again. And yeah, I need to take care of the Wheezing, so it's worth just doing this. Yep, they Terra Dark. Okay, so I've got this correct so far, because Walk and Wake should survive this. Like so. And then it gets KO'd, which actually might be better for me. cool. And Brute Bonnet sticks around 1 turn as well. So let's go here. And let's go Screamtail and Flare Blitz here. Play the odds again. I suspect they'll protect. Or are they going to double switch immediately? Nope, they don't. Okay, I'm happy with that. Oh, no, wrong. No, don't do that. You have to go Calyrex, then go Tatsugiri. That was a terrible play. Don't do that. It really annoys me when people do that. Because that was just not the play. Right, because what I can do is I can double protect. And then they go for Earthquake. So I can on-call them into Earthquake, and I can switch to Brute Bonnet to sacrifice it. And then I can disable and close combat. And then they'll struggle once. So I attack here. Well, actually, no, struggle's going to do loads to my Koraidon, because I'm -2 and they're +1, so it needs to go into the Screamtail. Nope. Oh, okay, cool. And then, how do I do it so that I get the attack into the Tatsugiri? Oh, they got a guaranteed turn of sleep, so I should be fine. Yeah, because they got a guaranteed turn of sleep, I should be good, because they're Focus Sash. So, and they have Terrid, so I get to close combat, and then 2 Dazzling Gleam should get the Tatsugiri. So I should be good. Oh, and I under speed as well. Ah, I'm a genius. I factored that in completely. Cool, and then Dazzling Gleam. Close combat wins the game. Right. Okay, I'll take the win against this team, because I don't like it. And whenever I tried it, it sucked. So maybe I'm just using it wrong. But that's 1600, so I think that's a good place to finish this episode.